Somebody help me. I'm stuck in a box. Upside down, mind you. Upside down in a box. Somebody help me. Well, let's see what we can do about that. Oh, hi. How are you doing out there? You can't see me because there's a bunch of action figures in the way. Um, I'm going to do a box opening video. I did a video showing these a little while ago, or maybe not a little while ago. If this is the first time you've seen a video, then you never saw that video. Funny how time works. Go watch the other video, then come back and watch this one. Or watch this one, then go back, watch the other video. Doesn't matter. How long is he going to stay behind all those action figures before he knocks everything over to make room? There we go. That's a lot better. Oh, wasn't that painful to watch? So I'm going to adjust this a tiny bit so you can see where we are out here. And that's a lot better. Sorry. Birthday is in a couple days, and I'm going to get posting cap put on that tooth. So that ugly tooth will be long gone. Can't wait. It's opening day. Okay. I was going to break these up and do them one at a time, but maybe maybe what I'll do is I'll go back and edit it and do a snippet of each one and try to be as quick as possible. But anyway, number one up for opening. Well, I'm going to vote them first. How about I vote them? I'll tell you what I think my favorite one is out of the batch, and then I'll go into the opening phase. So I'm going to line them up. There's a droid. There's an Andor. there's this guy here, and then there's this chick here. That's the thief from Last Jedi. That's what's your face from Rogue One. This is one of them ugly red guard dudes from one of the comic books or some sort of thing. And Milquetoast Baru, the most boring action figure ever. Hey Luke, would you like some blue milk? And a droid. See, I don't know. I can't think nothing Baru would do other than nag. Anyway, let's see. I can already tell you right here on top of my list is going to be this droid, but I don't know if he's number one just yet. But I'm liking him because of the articulation. It's a cool figure. I don't have this one factor, so this is very cool. And sort of the same thing for this one. I like this because it's just going to be, I don't care who he is in the movie. For me, he's just a background character in whatever diorama I build. And I already have a Baru in my collection of stuff that I don't have right now. My sister has it all, but I'm getting it back, so I'll have this again. But here's an unopened one. But, in that diorama, I might have, her in a couple different places, so it'd be good to have an extra. And this was always a good representation of her. So, yeah, one of my favorites because it comes with a droid as well as a not-so-action figure. So these two... Oh, here. These two are already in my list of favorites. And then, of course, I don't have these before, so that's the runner-ups. And actually, these are ones I already have in my collection elsewhere. Andor, pretty awesome figure because he can be a background figure. I really like that figure a lot, and he's got a lot of articulation. So he's one. If I was able to snag a couple more of him with other figures with similar scale and head sculpt, I could probably swap parts and change faces and make more characters out of. So that's and he's also in that I don't have this before category. So he's kind of up there. So that's a hard one. That's a hard one to judge. So leaning on my 3 favorites right now because of the articulation on this guy and the droid factor. You can't have enough of these droids, even if there wasn't a Baru there. And then another R2, you can never have enough astromechs. Sometimes you even have to make your own, like this one right here, little droid. Okay, so yeah, there's no such thing as too many droids. So yeah, again, yeah, those two, these two, and again, we'll go back to Mr. Upside Down Man from the beginning of the video, and this guy right here. So my least favorite out of the bunch is what I'm going to open up first. And it's weird because it falls into the category of I don't have it yet. Okay. So I'll call this the judging video, and then I'll go do another video with the opening. So yeah, I don't have this one, but I do see a cool factor. He's got a big round bottom where his feet normally would be, because they just kind of cheated and didn't give him legs, which is fine, because for diorama purposes, that figure will never have a problem of falling over every time the wind blows. So that's a cool factor on that, because it's like a hassle-free figure. So him and my Royal Guards and the other red Royal Guards of all the different varieties, Shadows of the Empire and everything else, Jedi, all those different variations of the Royal Guards. Yeah, this one came out in, I believe, the Expanded Universe line. That's what's on the back of the box there. Yeah, I even have some of those. I have, let's see here, I have Thrawn. I don't know why I don't have Mara Jade, and I don't know why I don't have the Princess Leia one. I don't know why. I didn't buy them, but I bought Thrawn, and then I just didn't get the rest of them. Some of the stuff I skipped, probably budget-wise. Probably had to go through the rack and grab 10 of them off the shelf and go favorite to least favorite, and then, you know, go home with the one I really wanted, because I could only afford one. Couldn't afford one. So anyway, yeah, that's a cool figure. It's got all this extra stuff on the box. It's kind of bulky, but here we go. I'm going to call him my least favorite of that batch. We'll call him the least favorite. There. Get him off to the side. Right there. Okay. Now, out of these ones, I'm going to lay them flat so I can see them. Gonna say this guy. I don't have this one, but at the same time, I was not too excited about the character in the movie, and this is a 5-point of articulation, which means the arms move up and down like this, rotating. None of this, just this, and the head just turns around like that. No pivoting, none of this. And of course the legs the same way, they just go straight out. So there's no knee bending, no ankle articulation, there's no wrist articulation or any of that stuff to give it like posable weapon posing. So he's going to be second to least favorite, because he's, you know, this guy here is like zip for articulation. He's a shelf candy. Okay, this guy, same thing. He's got to be a background character, and he's got to be standing, you know, and that sucks. Sucks, because he has to be standing. And I'm gonna go to the next one, even though it's another I don't have this character, but for the same reasons. Points of articulation. This is a little bit more detailed action figure. Let me get back here and get rid of some of that glare. This is a little bit more detailed action figure than what a 1980s action figure would have been. If you look at those, come on, focus, 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 focus. Get me out of my box! Help! Help! Oh, anyway, yeah, it's hard to get this camera to focus on her with the glare and all that. 5 points of articulation. I don't know if that gun will stay in her hand or fall out and fall over on the floor and disappear into a vacuum cleaner or whatever. But yeah, yeah, she's cuter than this guy, and he's cuter than this guy. So he's ugly and shelf candy and kind of like boring. This guy, he's not so boring, interesting looking, but he's kind of like that guy that stands around in the bar and doesn't even order a drink. It's like, who is that dork over there with the hat? And, you know, she's a cutie. So, yeah, I like her better than that. So I'm leaning towards I like this one now. Let's see. Now it's getting tricky. I'm getting into the ones that... All right. I can't say the droid's my favorite because these droids are always my favorite, and I already have this droid, and I already have Baru, and I don't have Cassian. But I love droids, and I love figures that have articulation that, say, could be sitting on a stool in the bar, like, for instance, this character here. Okay, I don't remember this actual character name. I just have this guy for some reason. And if you check this guy out, all that articulation that makes this guy sit down like that, cool factor right there. That means I could put him anywhere. I could put him in an Imperial situation, or I could put him in like a cantina in a booth with 2 stormtroopers, 2 officers, and a random something or whatever, just sitting there having lunch. But they sit and they look more realistic in a diorama situation, whereas a character that can't bend its knees, like these guys, will have, has to be standing at the bar or in some pose standing in a boring fashion. So I'm gonna okay, Baru. She's not as cute as this girl, so she wins in cute factor. But this girl here, if she would have come with a Treadwell droid, I think it's a service droid, but yeah, it was some sort of Treadwell droid. Jyn Erso did not come with a Treadwell droid. Okay, so if she'd have come with K2SO, she'd have been in line ahead of Baru. But Baru wins. Baru's got a robot. So Baru wins that. Now we're down to the last 2. This is tough. This is really tough. We got Mr. Super Duper Articulation here, who can sit next to that officer dude at the bar and have a casual conversation. Or I can park him on a speeder bike and put him in space in some fashion. I can put him in action. I can make him run. I can make him sit. I can make him ride a speeder. I can do a number of things. Speeder bikes for these multi-articulate figures. Speeder bikes are awesome because they allow you to show off the figure as well as the speeder bike or whatever that might be. Can't see me. I'm sorry, I'm behind this. So if you have a really cool custom-made speeder bike or custom painted, or it's a nice whatever it might be, and you want it to look more realistic, you put a guy like this on that and get it into a more action pose, and then Yeah, it just makes your diorama have a more realistic vibe going on to it. Okay, but that being said, Mr. Multiple Weapons here. It looks like at least 3 different firearms, so we'll get in on those. Okay. All right, Cassian Andor. Now, this droid, I can tell you, the accessory does not give it any credit. Although it comes with an accessory and it's neat. I had a couple of these in my collection from my other collection from years ago, and one of my Greeble boxes that has some Star Wars leftover bits and pieces. There's a bunch of those little lightning bolt things, and a couple of them are from this figure specifically. So I have at least 2 of them in my collection down below in Indiana, my sister's house. And I had to have at least 2 of them because I've got 2 of those little electrical bolt thingies that look like it's traveling around them. So, but articulation-wise, this is an R2 unit with R3 head. So it's a non-R2, which means it doesn't have a typical boring round head like this little custom P2 unit. See, that's just an R2D2 painted gold with silver plates instead of blue plates, and a repaint of an existing stamp, and my custom legs and stuff to make him a little shorty. He's now a P2 something or other, but anyway, that would be an R2 head, so it probably might not be very high on the list because I have a lot more R2s, especially if it was an R2D2. I have tons of just plain old R2D2. So many of them that I even go in and repaint some of them because there's just R2D2s everywhere. I like the alternate non-R2D2. And then especially if you step into the next round, which is the R3 with that clear head that lets you see into the mechanics a little bit. That's really cool. So that's why he's up here on the cool factor. So he can go into any diorama. He can sit in the cockpit of a droid cockpit of a ship or speeder and immediately add some cool factor to it. And I love the green on white color scheme. It's one of my favorites. That's why I had at least a couple of them from before. So I'm going to say, because I have 1 or 2 or maybe even more of this, plus a few other R3 variations, I'm going to make him as the number 2, which makes Cassian Andor our number 1. So I am going to put him over there, and Cassian. And there's another reason why he makes a good example of a number 1 for this batch. This is my one and only 3 3/4 inch Black Series action figure. Never bought the Black Series. I quit collecting, specifically quit buying Star Wars roughly around 2008 or 9, maybe even a little earlier than that. So when the Black Series came out, although I really liked what I saw, it was pretty darn cool, and I wanted in the worst way to drop all my money and buy Star Wars toys again. I talked myself out of it all, buying any more of it, because I just didn't have diorama space to do the diorama. But then something hit me, this you don't necessarily have to have space for your dioramas to build them. Something clicked. I'm a musician. I've taken my show on the road before. If dioramas exist anywhere, they should exist in some form of rolling road case where the stuff can exist safely and go to a convention or event and then set it up, show it off. Sunday afternoon, pack it up, roll it up, take it away, go to the next convention, show, display, whatever it might end up being. So I got back into it. And I really like figures that have a lot of articulation. So Cassian is going to be number 1. And then after I open all these figures up, I'll do a post-opening evaluation of my favorite to least favorite. So that's what we got now. He was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figures. Yay, 6 figures, baby. 50 watts per channel, baby cakes. Oh, tell me if you know what that came from. So anyway, this is number 6. Imperial Sentinel, that's his name. Okay, number 6. Really quick, we got to do another video. What's his name? I don't even know. DJ. Well, I don't know. He's got a cooler name than Jyn Erso. He's not as pretty. He's number 5. Jyn, you're number 4. You got a cute little pistol and a cute little face, and you look cool in a hoodie, and you look cool without a hoodie, and you look cool in a stormtrooper outfit, and you're just a cool character. Beru, yeah, cool droid. We like Beru. We like Beru's droid. And who doesn't like blue milk? Haters gonna hate. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. R3 is number 2. Maybe you guys should swap spots. R3 should be 3. Nope, I'm number... Wait a minute. Nah, let's leave it. And Cassian, I no longer have to be upside down. I am number 1. Redline Black Series. Cassian Andor. Cassian's number 1. And I think right now he's my favorite Star Wars show. I don't know. Mandalorian's pretty damn cool. Last 3rd season, still a cool show. Andor, good show. Really good show. So, and this is from the Rogue One movie, not Andor. So this is younger version of an older Andor. Because the Andor that's younger now is older actor than he was here. So isn't that funny? Yeah, like I said, younger, older Cassian Andor. This is a terrible video. I'm going to wipe the slate clean. And I'm going to start over. And I'm going to do the opening. Here we go.